An old man going a long highway came at the evening, cold and gray, to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a southern tide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The sullen stream held no fear for him. But he paused when he reached the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim there, you're wasting your time in building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You never again will pass this way. You passed the chasm vast and wide. Why build this bridge at evening tide? The old man lifted his old gray head. Good friend, in the path I've come, he said. But there follows after me today a fair-haired youth who must pass this way. The chasm that was but naught to me, to the fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I'm building this bridge for him. When I walked into the sanctuary next door 41 years ago, the cornerstone had not been laid. And we were still paying $335 a month on the mortgage. This property was owned by some people who lived here. There was a building over here for a while. And I know that I'm supposed to give honor and I will come back. But it was just a handful of us, mostly the McNeely family. 2 brothers, 3 sisters and their children, primarily. Sister Sheila G was singing hard then. The choir was made up of mostly of co-eds. Brother and Sister Lee, Brother and Sister Andrew, Brother and Sister Griffin, Sister Bertha Roberts. Not that many more besides that. Is that about right now? That's close, isn't it? What? Sister White got here that time. She came back. The Rollers were not here. I said the McNeely family. Amen. 2 brothers and 3 sisters. All right. That was one of the sisters.
Keep it straight, Pastor.
Amen. That's right. Is that right, Sister William? So Sister William came not too long after that. Sister McDowell came not too long after that. I can basically look at us and basically tell who was here at that time. Sister Letha McNeely was one of them. Her husband was McNeely. Amen? There wasn't many more. But that was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. That's the second greatest thing that ever happened to me. My calling into the ministry was the greatest. That's number 1. Being called to preach. Second to that, being called to pastor Galilee. And now you honor me a 3rd time. And I'm not pastoring anymore, so needless to say, I don't want to cry because I want to keep it light. Deference to my pastor, Pastor Damian Williams. Deference to my assistant pastor, Reverend William Jones. To my daughters in the ministry, and Reverend Jones is one of my sons in the ministry. Deference to Pastor Williams, my dear friend. Deference to you, Galilee, and all of you people who come to worship with us today. I don't really know exactly where to start because I hadn't even looked at the program. Pastor Williams, I hadn't even looked at the program. I didn't even know I was on for tomorrow. So brief if we can, but it's going to take me a little bit. So I need to recognize Sister Davis.
Amen. Amen.
I have to thank her for allowing me to do what I've done for these 41 years.
Amen.
You want to say something before I finish?
Nothing but giving honor to God and thanks to all of you. You know, by this time I thought you would be saying, glad you're gone. But I'm just thankful to have come with him. Amen. I came with Leonard. And I thank God for putting me with him, for blessing me all these years, and for being here at this age. Amen. I thank Pastor Williams for championing and allowing this. And I thank all of you. I thank you, Pastor Williams, for the word. God bless you.
Amen.
And before I lift you up in praise, Galilee, I told you over there that I loved you when it was just a few of us.
Amen.
There's never been a time since I've been here that I didn't tell you how much I love you and how much I appreciate you. This church has been so good to us.
Amen.
Not that many churches this side would send a pastor to Israel, the Holy Land, for 11 days.
Amen.
Buy 2 round-trip tickets, one for me and my wife, and gave us $700 in spending money. Amen. Not many churches this side would do that. Amen. Not that many. Pastor Wallace, Curtis Wallace, Pilgrim Rest was on that pilgrimage with us. He was by himself. And most of those preachers were by themselves. I was one of the few preachers that had his wife with him. And it's because of this church.
Amen. Amen.
I've always told this church how much I love and appreciate it. Nobody has ever heard me refer to this church as a bunch of N-words. I've never used that term to refer to the Lord's people. I've never used it not one time. My children never heard me say it, neither has my wife. So Galilee, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank God for this wonderful young pastor.
Amen. Amen.
When Chris Webb retired downtown at First Baptist, Joel Gregory was called, and he couldn't live with the fact that Chris Webb was still there. He finally left because Chris Webb was still there. I am no threat in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is our pastor.
Amen. Amen.
I have not tried to micromanage not one time, nor will I ever. This is our pastor.
Amen.
And we honor him as our pastor.
Amen.
I thank God that he's allowed this church to do this.
Amen.
It's with his A-OK and his amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let me do, I see so many people out there. We already acknowledge our mayor. Mayor, you just glad now. Thank you so much. I'm honored to have voted for my mayor twice. Yeah, that's my last my mayor. Sister String is even here. Yeah, listen to it. Let me do this. I'm going to hurry and haste and get out of the way. This is, people I like to say that this is my baby in the ministry. We say that about our own biological children. That's my baby Davis over there. This is my baby in the ministry. And she's out at Dallas Theological Seminary. We are so proud of her. ordained this one. This was a new thing for Galilee.
Amen.
It was a new thing for me. I had never been down that road before. But Zelophehad had 5 daughters. And when their father died, Moses didn't know what to do. And they went to Moses and said, Moses, won't we get anything? Our dad died. We don't have a brother. What about us? Moses said, I don't know. He said, I got to go talk to God about that. Amen?
Amen.
And he went and talked with God about those daughters.
That's right.
God said, yeah, I met them too. Man sometimes means mankind.
Amen.
So I didn't know what to do, so I went to God about it. And we ended up with Ruth Jenny. Y'all know that? That's Ruth Jenny. And Reverend R.J. So I was honored to ordain her, license her, ordain and license him, and I have others every place. Let me do that. I'm trying to do this. Let me see. Well, I got to go back to the family for just a minute because something wonderful happened to us. The first member in our family, because we believe in education. We believe it's biblical. The scripture says of Moses that he was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians. He wrote those first 5 books. That was an educated man. People miss that. Amen?
Amen.
The reason why we're in so much trouble is because we are dying of ignorance. Dr. Clark once said, you're always frowning at me when I talk about raising money and talk about how expensive education is. He said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance and see how expensive that is.
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
So when we came in the door, since it's in the Bible, we thought we ought to emphasize it. So we started with our children. And I just look at the people in this church who've come through here and have gone on and earned PhDs and masters and stuff, and they're all over the country now. One is teaching on University of Colorado. That's where no, that's not Colorado, that's Smith, Raylan Smith is at University of Colorado, earning a PhD degree. I'm looking at one right here on her way. We see you, Glenn, with your smart self. Amen? But they're all over the place now. And God blessed our immediate family with one. The first earned PhD in our family.
Amen.
Dr. Robert Earl Peters Jr. Amen. We were so proud to see him march. His mother wasn't there to watch him. But we pray, God, that she peeked over heaven and said, "That's my boy!" We were so proud of that. Oh, we were proud of him. We were proud of all. Proud of all. University of Texas, we were all there to see him graduate. Kim, the eldest daughter, is here. Won't say nothing about it because she's a crybaby. So we won't say what she earned. We won't say what baby Davis next to her, what she earned. But they did earn. And they're still earning. Sister Williams, they earned it very well. And they making full money. Amen. But the other fellow sitting next to us ain't sure. We're going to have him stand. Let's start here. Sister Magnelia kept him when he was a baby. And it just tickles me that I used to carry this boy in one hand. And now he can carry me in one hand. He's up at Sherman at Austin College.
All right.
A lot of people apply and have a hard time getting in. He's up at Austin College. Scholarship money.
Amen.
Doing well. Good looking. Drive faster than I do. Never been in trouble with the law.
Amen.
Ain't thrown out on the drugs. That's Jada, y'all is thankful. Thank God. And you know what? If I had known I was gonna have this much fun with grandchildren, I would have had them first. Let me see. What is it? I hope I haven't missed anything. I did say thank you one more time. Let's see. What I would really love to see this church do, I didn't ask the scholarship be in my name. That scholarship needs to be in somebody else's name. It really does. I didn't ask for that. That was supposed to have been secret, but the secret got out. Somebody said amen back, you know I'm telling the truth. That was supposed to be a secret. Where the money came from was, it came from my son. Lance gave the scholarship for him $25,000 to get it started. And it should have been in his name. But he didn't want it. He didn't want it known.
Amen.
So I think that you ought to put it in Sister Renita Moore's name, or Sister Ruby Jenner, or Reverend Jones, or in this pastor's name. Y'all got me? Because that's who started the whole thing. It was not me. And I don't think it should have worn my name in the first place. So somebody won't hate me at all if you did that. That would be just fine with me. But that money initially came from somebody else, not me. Amen?
Amen.
Now, lastly, those of you who are visiting, please come back and visit again, because we got ourselves a young preaching hater at this church. Look, even Sister Williams, even since sometimes I see Sister Williams, the wig moves sometimes. When he gets to roll to church, he I said, look out now, Pastor. We thank God for our pastor.
Amen.
We thank God for our pastor. Pastor, God bless you. Galilee, bless you. Thank you for all you do, all you've done. And I think that's more than enough.